My name is John Devlin. I'm the resident designer and technical director here at St. Michael's College. I've been here for 9 years. Before coming to St. Michael's, I was in a similar position at Marquette University in Milwaukee. So I've been teaching for 16 years at this level. Prior to that, I worked at the Milwaukee Repertory Theater for 3 years as a professional props carpenter. I have spent virtually my entire career on what I like to call the dark side. Not out in front of the lights, but working behind the scenes as a designer, as a technician, as a technical director, and helping to support the folks that are out on stage. That's what I bring to the department, and that's the sort of courses I teach.
Perfect. What classes do you offer here?
The classes that I offer are a variety of classes. Most of them are geared to majors, but not all of them are. I teach a stagecrafts class, which is an introduction to technical theater, various aspects, but not costumes. Costume crafts is another class that my colleague Peter Harrigan offers. But this would be an introduction to props, lighting, paint, stage management, carpentry, and technical direction. That class is offered every other year. I offer a class in scenic design, which is offered every other year, a class in lighting design, which is offered every other year, and I teach the first installment of our theater history sequence. We actually have 2 classes in theater history. I teach the one from the Greeks to Shakespeare, and that class is offered every other year. So depending on what you're interested in, classes alternate over the course of time. I also carry responsibilities for each semester's main stage production in scenic design and lighting design. I also serve as the technical director for those, so that constitutes another portion of my load. But the class that I teach that most exposes me to students on campus is the Theater Lab, 161. My colleague Peter Harrigan teaches 162, which is the Costume Lab. My lab handles the construction of scenery, painting it, occasionally working on props, hanging lighting and focusing the lighting, essentially getting everything set for the show that's required to put a play on, and except for the costumes and the actors. Other folks take care of that. That class is offered every semester. Currently I'm offering 3 sections of it. It meets once a week. Each lab is different depending on what the previous lab has completed. So we're all working to move forward with this. At this point, it does satisfy the LSR for artistic experience, and the students that come through are getting a lot of experience. Many of them are non-majors. This is a very friendly department for non-majors. You can be cast in shows, you can work on the run crew, you can work in the lab to help construct the pieces. So we are very open to non-majors coming and working in the theater. It's not exclusive at all.
Where have some recent grads gone on to work after graduation?
We've had a variety of graduates who have gone on to work. I'm more familiar with the few graduates that we've had working in the technical and design end of things. And we have one who went to work with Production Advantage here in South Burlington. It's essentially a mail order clearinghouse for theatrical supplies. And so she was talking and making connections with people across the country, which is a wonderful way of making those connections with individuals to move on to the next job. And she has since moved on from there and done a variety of things. This summer she will be working in New Hampshire with a summer company that she started working with, I think, when she was about 13. We have had another graduate, recent graduate, who finished here, came here as a performance major and left as a technical and design major, and went from here on to the University of South Dakota, where he got his MFA in design, and is currently looking for work on the West Coast, and trying to find how to fit into the community that they moved into in Seattle, which is it's a tough city to break into. A number of performers have gone on to work in a wide range of theaters, and some in film. We've had a number of recent grads who have gone on to work with the Missoula Children's Theater, which is kind of a van theater. It's company members of 2. They go travel from place to place, set up in a week, run a series of workshops with kids from the neighboring communities, and at the end of the week, they put on a show. and travel throughout the United States. One of them has been back with them for a couple of years now, and I believe she is getting on to an international tour. I know we've had some touring through Mexico, but I believe this one is actually going to Europe. So we've had a variety of grads successfully working into the performance end of things as well.
Great. And finally, what is the best piece of advice you could give to a person interested in theater looking at college?
The best piece of advice is follow your gut. When I was looking at colleges, I had just started getting interested in theater in the senior year of my high school experience, and I probably wouldn't have ended up where I did, which was a small institution, small liberal arts institution, very much like St. Michael's, if I'd been going on for a theater degree. Theater was growing on me. But I'd say follow your gut, follow your instincts. Talk to the people in the program, listen to what the students have to say. What I tell folks that are visiting here is, I am the system, essentially. It's something that I've set up with my colleagues to hopefully impart a certain body of knowledge over the course of your 4 years. I can talk a lot about the system, but talk to our students, because they're the ones that can tell you whether it works or not. And that's going to be the case at any institution that you go to. If you can, find students, pick their brains, go to some of the classes, see how the classes work, see what the vibe is in the environment and in the department, and stay curious. We have an awful lot of double majors. Theater is one of their majors. They double with psychology or English or education, some with journalism. That's a little bit tough because of the demands both fields have. But we do have those that are going out there and doing it. I myself was a history and theater double major. And I tell my students as they're working on projects, work from your strengths, work from the things you're interested in, and that'll give you an investment in the project. I work from history and historical background very frequently as a designer, and I'm looking at researching various things on stage. So I'm incorporating my liberal arts training. When I'm working in the lab classes, it's not unusual for me to tap gently on physics, on chemistry, on engineering skills that are required, on math skills. And I get a lot of looks from students going, I didn't think I would ever have to do geometry again. It's like, welcome to the theater. This is where the liberal arts hit the road. Because if you stay in this field long enough, it's going to draw on every single other field that's out there. Just yesterday, we've got a little effect that we're doing in our current production of The Notebook of Trigorin. We're looking for a little bit of smoke. And so I contacted 2 of our chemistry faculty members, knowing that faculty members, just like students, occasionally like to tinker, and in their tinkering they may have come up with something that smoked intentionally. And so I'm going to be in touch with them and see if I can bring some of their expertise into the theater to create our smoke effect, rather than going online or finding something that's probably bigger than I need in order to make it work. So follow your gut, pay attention to what the students in the department are saying, pay attention to the way the department feels, and if you can, get to classes. Those are the big things.